Hello, everyone. It's great to have you again, back to back. We've had a series of events, and today we are going to be having a conversation with Dr. Ezinne Kazi. And basically, what we're going to be talking about today is how to choose right. Yesterday, we started this conversation looking at before you do, and today we are going to be continuing this conversation, just speaking about, how can you choose right? How can you choose right? So I want to welcome everyone back again. By way of introduction, my name is Amara.
And my name is Gospel, for those of you that don't know me.
Yes. And we co-host on Relationship Builders Forum.
Yeah.
This is a forum where we talk about everything about love, about sex, about relationship. And you know what? We believe in intentional living, in intentional marriage. And we know that the success of every marriage fundamentally lies with the individuals. So your marriage is a product of the people in that relationship.
Yeah, I don't know how many times we say this. In fact, there is no form of emphasis that we can make on this that is enough.
Yes.
The success of your marriage depends on you. Marriage is like a garden. Whatever you sow there is what you're going to reap. So don't expect that. Some people think if I get married, I'm going to change. If I get married, I will be happy. If I get married, I will not be lonely anymore. But the fact is, your life will determine, your life as a single will determine how your life will be in marriage.
When you're married, yes.
Marriage doesn't make you. You make your marriage what it is.
Yes.
So it's all about you. It starts with you.
Yes.
So if you want to have a beautiful marriage, if you want to have a wonderful, loving, blissful, successful, which other adjective will I use to qualify? Spectacular, brilliant, life-transforming, whatever it is you want to have in terms of marriage. Begin to build yourself to develop capacity, to develop the right kind of person that you want
the competence, the right competence that you need.
Exactly, because once you get married, you bring on board who you are.
Absolutely.
That's what it is.
Yes. So yesterday, our guest started off, laying a foundation. What do you need to consider before you do? There was a whole lot of nuggets. So in case you missed yesterday's event, the webinar yesterday, please, it's still on our YouTube channel. We'll put a link to that particular video on this one, so you can refer to that.
Yeah. Now, I also want to add that, I've received so many
feedback.
People have been saying to me, wow, that was loaded. I enjoyed it. In fact, someone reached out to us this morning saying that program changed her views about marriage.
Absolutely.
Yes. So in case you've not listened to it, please do make time, if I would say. Listen to it. It's going to change your life.
Yes, and I'm sure you guys are all watching on YouTube right now. So please, if you haven't quite subscribed to our channel, please do subscribe. It doesn't cost anything. Just subscribe, hit the bell button so you get a notification when we put content out. And I would encourage you guys, please do share this video, with your friends right now. It just, click the button, do share, and, send the message, send the word out that this is happening. I just want to welcome you guys warmly to this amazing. I'm looking forward to this conversation. Now, you're watching us from, wherever you are. Please, could you just tell us on the chat where you're watching from? It will be great to know who we've got in the room. And if you've got any questions as the conversation is ongoing, please pop them on the chat and we'll pick that up, okay? So I'm raring to go. So looking forward to having this conversation with Dr. Ezinne Kazi. And I want to bring her on board. Like I said before, we are going to be talking about how to choose right. How to choose right. Okay, so let's bring our guest on board. Yes.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
I'm glad to be here.
Yes, we're glad to have you. We're glad to have you. It seems like you have a kind of a background noise. I don't know if it's from our end, but just to be sure, because I don't want anything to interrupt the flow when you're going.
Can you say hello again?
Hi.
Oh, fantastic.
Glad to be here again.
Fantastic, fantastic. So we've got people right now just joining in gradually. I'm sure a lot more people will join in. Hello, Foundation for Family Affairs. Welcome. Always chiming into our conversations. It's great to have you guys. Thank you so much. So we are looking forward to this amazing conversation. Now, you started off, you gave quite a foundation of what we are going to be talking about today. Yesterday, you started off laying out, some emphasis on what single people need to do before they do, right? The things that they have to put in place before they do. And today we are continuing that conversation by considering how can they actually choose right? How do people,
Yeah, choose right, because you can't do if you've not done this part. There is
absolutely.
This is just the prerequisite.
Prerequisite, yeah.
Doing anything in marriage. So in fact, you will say that when we get on, because we believe if you get it right here, then doing all those things she emphasized yesterday will become easy.
Yes, yeah. It will be easy. It will be seamless. Okay, now, Dr. Ezinne, I know that you were here yesterday, but for the benefit of those who don't know you, could you kindly introduce yourself again, and then please just take it away.
Okay, my name is Dr. Ezinne Kazi, Ezinne Evangeline Kazi. I am a certified relationship coach. I'm married to a pastor and a barrister by training, and I'm a mother of 4 amazing children. Relationship and marriage coaching is my life. I was born for this purpose, so I'm glad to be here once again. I want to appreciate Pastor Brenda and Pastor Godful and Sister Brenda for this golden opportunity.
Oh, wow.
You're not a pastor.
I'm not a pastor. Well, it's great to have you. So we have people who have joined in now from different parts of the world, and more people will still join in. And today we are going to be talking about how can one choose right? When we say choosing right, what does that mean? Before we go into the how one can choose right. So when we say choosing right, what does that mean? Okay, welcome Thelma, welcome Uche. It's great to have you all. I love to acknowledge people who come on board. You're warmly welcome. Thank you so much. Now over to you, Dr. Kazi.
Okay, can you see me? Because over here my screen is hanging.
Yes, we can.
We can see you.
We can see
you. Okay.
You're stunning. You look good. I love what you're putting on. You look good.
All right. Okay, thank you so much. We're talking about how to choose right, and like we laid the foundation yesterday, we don't just want you to marry. Weddings hold every other day, weekends. Even now, weddings hold on Tuesdays, Wednesdays in this part of the world, in Nigeria. So the goal is not just for you to marry. The goal is for you to marry right. And tonight we'll be talking about the principles of finding the right partner, how to choose right. Because knowledge is key if you want to succeed in any area of your life. The Bible said, my people perish for lack of knowledge. Like we said yesterday, the quality of your marriage is dependent on the quality of your life as a single person. And I also want to make this statement that the quality of the person you will choose as a life partner depends so much on how much you know. It depends on the capacity you have, and it depends on the knowledge you have about choosing the right partner. Without wasting our time, it's as simple as ABC. When you want to choose the right person, for the people that are joining us today that were not there yesterday, this number 1 point may be new to you. For you to choose the right person, you have to be the right person. The choice of choosing the right person begins with you. It begins with you. You know, some people want, and in fact, before I came into this class, you know, this master class, I got a chat from someone, and I told him I'm going to reply him after this class. He really wants to marry a good girl. He listed the qualities. I want a gentle girl, humble girl, purpose-driven girl, slim, tall, dark. The, the list is endless. But the question is, the person you want to marry, do you think when you meet that person, they will want to choose you? Let me go back to my statement. The person you desire to spend the rest of your life with, at this state that you are, do you think they will be attracted to you? Do you think they will choose you? I'm coming to terms with reality. Some people, I've met some ladies that want to marry guys that are well-read, guys that work in multinationals, guys that are very exposed, alpha men, purpose-driven men. Guess what? Will those men find you interesting? Will those men choose you? Let me now shock you again. Right now, if you are to marry you, would you choose you? Are you getting me? Because you are the only you that knows you very well. If you are to choose you, if you are to choose someone that has all your attributes, would you choose you? I'm talking about your value system. So before we step out to other key points, other principles of choosing a life partner, it begins with you. The choice begins with you. Is who you are that you will attract. Many years ago, when I was single, I added so much value to my life because at the age of 12, I wrote down the qualities of the man I wanted. And my husband is everything in that list. So even in the higher institution, it influenced my choice of friends. It influenced the fellowship I attended. That brings me to another point. The kind of person you want, are they in your environment? This is important. A lady here in Port Harcourt told me she would want to marry a Canadian. She's a spirit-filled lady, tongue-talking, demon-chasing, virtuous. She says she wants a Canadian. I've asked her severally, and she's serious about it. But here in the city of Port Harcourt, Nigeria, I have not seen any Canadian here. So in choosing who you want, is the person in your environment? Is the person around you? Is the person connected to you? Okay, let's say the person is not in your physical environment. Can the person be found in your virtual environment? Is the person, do you have Canadians as your Facebook friends, Instagram friends? Do you have friends in Canada that you could do a virtual chat with? So it dawned on me that who she's waiting for does not exist. So a lot of people are, you know, still single, still trying to choose because the person they desire is not around them. Some guys, there are some specifications of ladies you want. They are not in your company yet. They are not in your environment. Some of you will need to add more value to yourself to actually fit into the picture of that person. Mm-hmm. All right, that's the thing. Now, do you know what it takes to attract the quality of the person you desire? Do you know what it takes?
Can I ask
do you know what it takes? These were the things we talked about.
Can I ask you a question?
Hello?
With respect to the first point that you raised about...
Can you hear me?
Yes,
yeah, we can
yes,
hear
we
you.
can.
We
can.
Can't really hear
can you hear us?
Okay, yes, you can.
Yes. So I wanted to ask a question with respect to the first point you raised about location. Because sometimes some people are in a certain environment and you find out that a majority of people in that particular space, whether virtually or physically, are married. Mm-hmm. right? So you find someone, a single lady who goes to a church, and then a majority of people in that, you know, particular church are married, or a majority of our Facebook friends are married. Now, what do you think you would advise? And this person says, no, I want to be in this particular space. I cannot change my circle
because I just want to get married.
Because I just want to get married. Now, what would you say about that?
I would say that if it needs you changing your circle, change it. I believe that life is deliberate. I strongly believe that life is deliberate. Let me even narrow it down. There are certain times we find ourselves in environments. There are certain times we put ourselves in such environments. Let me give an instance. Like in your local church, like my local church, there are single ladies that carry married women's children. They are single, but they are painting the picture like they are married. So at that point, you need to change your environment. You need to mingle with singles. You need to dress like a single person. If you are in an environment where there are married people, spread your tentacles. You know, be more available. Right now, the world is a global community. So if your physical environment is something that you cannot change, you can have your virtual environment. I have a list of many people that met their spouses on social media. A whole lot of people I know met their spouses on social media. So you can, just like this, this forum right now, relationship builders. There are single people here. You can connect with people. Probably in your physical environment, you don't have people like that around you. Be intentional. That's what I'm trying to say. Be intentional. Be intentional. Find your way to places where there are potential suitors and potential ladies. Find your way to such places. And I would say that this is where a lot of church people fail. A lot of church people just go to church and come back. They don't go to places. They don't go to events. They don't attend parties. When we talk of parties, there are decent wedding parties. I've seen single people that say, I'm not really an outgoing person. Who will meet you inside your house? You need to go out there. You need to meet people. You need to interact. You need to join a gym where you work out. Yes. You need to, let me even say this. If you're in a congregation where there are old people, change your circle. Before I joined the higher institution, I didn't have the kind of suitors I wanted. I was ashamed to tell people I had suitors because I was in an Orthodox church and we had older people that their minds are, how do I this? Their mindset is so primitive. So I knew that if I didn't change my environment, I would find it hard. My parents didn't want me to live in the school environment. I was intentional. I told my parents that they just have to allow me. Instead, I'll be coming in once every month to stay with them. I was intentional as young as I was. Even the fellowship I joined, there were other more spiritual fellowships. But when I looked at their dressing, I knew that these people, they will not suit my kind of guy. So I chose another spiritual place where they have polished men. Yes, so hey, I chose another spiritual place where they have polished guys. People that were operating at the same frequency with me. So I believe that when you are mature and you're of age, there are certain actions you will take that are very, very intentional. And even to say this too, some believers are in the wrong company. When you keep telling me that all the people coming for your hand are unbelievers, who and who do you mingle with? It means that you mingle with unbelievers. If you find yourself in the company of believers, you will have believers as your suitors. But some solid Christians just come to church. They come to church to inspect the church, to inspect their visitors. They just show up and after the service, they carry their Bibles and go. But if you must find a partner in your local assembly, you don't just need to be a visitor. You need to be committed. You need to join departments. You need to be part of the workforce. You need to interact. It's at that point of interaction that somebody would even consider you. All right.
Wow, I love the point. Before, let me just make this point before you probably come in. I like the point that you made as it has to do with environment. And you know, with the world, where the world is going now, we also have a virtual environment. And I think someone also echoed it on the chat where I think Foundation of Family also saying who you have in your virtual environment is just as important. You know, I always say to young people who are single, what is your digital your digital footprint like? Like when someone searches you and they go through your Facebook or your professional LinkedIn or whatever it is you have out there, you know, is it something that would attract somebody to you? You know, you have to also be not just being intentional about the physical space where you are, but being intentional about the kind of information that you put out there on social media. Because a lot of people go there just to check somebody out and they're scanning through your pages and all that. So you also need to be intentional about that. So I think that is a very good point.
Very important.
Yeah. You also made a point around what the person you decide to get married to, or sorry, the kind of marriage you have depends on who you are. So when is it that you would look at yourself and think, I am prepared now to make that move? I am competent and mature to make that move. Were you able to, did you hear what
Hello?
I said?
Did you get the
I
question?
didn't hear you. My screen is actually hanging, but it's well.
I can see you clearly. You're clear. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, if you can hear me, let me rephrase. At what point?
Okay, I didn't hear what you said. Please, just
let me say it again. So I was saying, at what point will you say that you're ready to make that move of choosing a life partner? Because earlier you said that your marriage depends on who you are.
okay. The point you're ready to choose a life partner is, for me, what determines your readiness is your level of maturity. Your level of maturity. You have to be mature because, and let me say this, maturity has little or nothing to do with age. Some people are old enough to marry, but they are not mature enough to marry. Just like we laid the foundation yesterday, marriage is commitment. Marriage demands your time, your energy, your focus, your intellect. When we talk about true love, it is sacrificial. So you have a lot to give in marriage. So what qualifies you to choose a life partner is that you are ready. You are ready to give. You are ready to love. You are ready to be committed. And then another thing I want to emphasize on is, for you to choose someone, you need to be sure where you are going. And you need to be sure where the person is going. But because the question is directed to you as a person making the choice, what qualifies you is that you have to discover your direction in life. If you don't know your direction, you won't tag along with the right person. We dwelt on that so much yesterday. You have to know where you are headed. A lot of people make choices based on what the eyes can see. Physical features, appearance, biceps and triceps, muscles and physique, beards that are well trimmed, shape, boobs and all of that. But there's more to it, because when you get into marriage, all those things will not make any sense anymore. I'm not trying to say that physical attraction doesn't play a role. I'm trying to say that you don't build on it. So you have to be certain and sure of what you are doing and where you are headed. At that point, you are fit to tag along with someone. You are fit to make a choice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's go. I think you've mentioned 2 or 3 principles that people need to look at when making a life partner. Are there other core principles?
Yes, there are other points to consider. We have to marry. You have to choose someone that is financially capable. For us that are married, we know that you need money to run romance. You need money. You know, I'm not saying you have to go for someone that is very wealthy, but you have to choose someone that is financially capable. The person might not be so rich, but let it be that something is coming in. In fact, the world of today, for the ladies that are listening to me, this is applicable both to the men and to the ladies. No man wants a liability. In this part of the world, because of our culture and all of that, a lot of girls were raised to go for men that have something doing, which is okay. You must marry a man that is doing something, that is bringing something home, no matter the amount, but it is consistent. But I want to tell you that in this time and in this dispensation where we are right now, no man wants a lady that is a liability. Hey, the way you are sitting down and waiting for a man that has something doing, a man is also waiting for you to have something doing. So it boils down to you being resourceful. Being resourceful. When you're choosing a man, you have to judge him by his successful patterns. What has he achieved? It doesn't have to be so big. For the ladies, hear me well. It doesn't have to be so big. He doesn't need to build a house or buy a big car for you to choose right, for you to choose him. But he has to be a man that is vision-oriented, a man that is clear on what he wants in life, a man that has made little steps of progress, a man that has improved his life. And then for a man, to choose a lady, choose a lady that has content. Let me say this. Back in the days, as an undergraduate, I was not just idle. I was not just idle, because this is where some ladies fail. They keep packaging and repackaging, but they are not resourceful. I was doing 1 or 2 little businesses that was bringing in income for me. And when I was dating my husband right now, he was impressed with that. Somebody is listening to me and saying, oh, what can I do? Maybe you're here, you can write. Take up that writing. Take up that writing. Even if you don't want to author a book, you can actually write for other people. Don't sit. That was what we said yesterday. It is an error to just sit and you are waiting to marry. Start fulfilling purpose. So in choosing a life partner, choose who will not be a liability to you. Choose who will not be a liability to you. The person has to be bringing something to the table. It can be intellectual. It can be physical. It can be, let it be that that person is resourceful enough. Why? Because marriage is a journey and marriage is a teamwork. Look at marriage like a teamwork. Choose someone that will guarantee you're winning than you're losing. Choose someone that will push you in the right direction. Choose someone that will propel you to become better. Choose someone that will influence you right. Okay, that brings me to another point. In choosing a life partner, you know, there are people that when you are around them, they provoke your weaknesses. Never choose anyone like that. No matter how wealthy they are, no matter how beautiful they are for the ladies, don't settle for someone that provokes your weaknesses. There are people that after you have spent time with them, it ends with, I am sorry, I'm not going to do it again. Oh, this is me. Oh, I don't know why I did that. Choose the person that brings out the best in you. Choose someone that gives you peace. You are in their company and your heart is at peace. And for us believers, it's even one of the ways to confirm the person God has for you. There must be a connection. You are with them and you are just at peace. Peace that you can't explain. Peace that passes all understanding. So, choose someone that their company puts your mind in a state of peace, and their company brings out the best in you. When I was dating my husband, the moments I spent with him was so cherished by me. It was as though I know I'm wise as a person. I know who I am. But the times I spent with him, it was as though I was just digging out gold. I don't know how to describe it. The moments I spent with him, they were heavenly. And even now in the marriage, I love to spend time with him. Because you can't talk to my husband and remain the same. Wisdom. So who you want to choose as a life partner? Who is that person around you? Do you feel peaceful? Do you connect? Or do you feel that there is something that is off? One of the ladies said to me that she had already fixed a wedding date with this guy. The guy was rich. The guy was nice. The guy was everything she wanted. But each time she was with that guy, there was a disconnect. So the relationship continued till they fixed their wedding date. She called off that wedding. She said she didn't have peace. So one of the things you need to consider is, who is that person around you? Do they encourage you to be better? I don't mean teach, because there are people that are already dating people that want to reconstruct them. Don't marry someone that wants to change you. Marry someone that is willing to influence you. Wow. How do I mean? You are with someone, but they don't accept you. They don't accept you as you are. Your temperament might be that you are sanguine. Sanguines are so expressive. They talk a lot. They are so happy. And you are with this guy, and the guy is telling you, you talk too much. Keep quiet. You talk too much. You are a talkative. And you feel you can tag along with that person. In marriage, you will be miserable. Let me tell you something. When you are with someone that doesn't accept you the way you are, and they try to change you, even if you change to who they like, they will still like you. So don't ever choose someone that is not comfortable with who you are. When I was single, I was in the company of certain men that I was forming. You know what I mean, forming? You are pretending. Your diction has changed. Your gesticulations has changed. Your vocabulary changed because you are counting your words. There were guys like that, but I just said to myself, I can't go further with this person. So I chose my husband because he liked everything about me. I have handled cases where the lady told me that the man hates her walking step. Wow. The man hates her tone of voice. Oh, let me tell you, you are privileged to be here. I asked her a question. I said, how was that guy when you were dating? Did he ever show displeasure? She said yes. That there was a time the guy embarrassed her in public. That she talked and the guy said, look at how your voice sounds like that of a frog. Wow. I said, and you ignored it. Right now in the marriage, the guy doesn't find her appealing. How can you change voice now? Will she have to do a surgery? How can she change walking step? So these things we are telling you, we don't just want you to marry and endure it. Because marriage is one of the most important decisions you will make. Apart from choosing to be born again, another important decision you will make is the choice of who you will marry. I am enjoying my marriage. Mrs. Brenda is enjoying her marriage. You can see the way she's glowing. want you to endure your marriage. Your marriage can be filled with fun. I've been married for 12 years. My husband is my best friend. He's my best companion. We go everywhere together. I love being around him. He loves me. Even when I'm being extrovertish, all those my excesses because of my temperament, he approves of me. All he does is influence. He's not changing me. He's influencing me to be a better me. So you are a guy here and the lady doesn't find you fit to be her husband. No matter her size, her qualification, her status, you have to walk away from that person. That leads me to another point. In kingdom marriage, God made it in such a way that the man is the head of the woman. That's why the Bible said, wives, submit to your husbands. That statement doesn't mean that a man will rule over the woman and suppress her. But there is a level of authority God gave the man as the head of the home. Now look at this. Any woman that cannot respect you is not fit to be your wife. Even if she has every other quality, any woman that doesn't value you is not fit to be your wife. And that's why you see, I don't encourage people to give a lot of gifts. Gifts can be confusing. And you know, women, we like gifts. We like gifts a lot. So a man, as a man, you know, the lady doesn't really value you. And you are giving her gifts, bombarding her with gifts. You are confusing her because she might say yes to you because of the material things she's seeing. And as a lady, marry a man you can respect. Marry a man you can respect. I chose my husband because I know my head can be touching. I know myself. So I chose a man I can respect. For me to respect you as a man is not even a thing of money. It's a thing of intellect. Do you make sense when you talk? Because for me, wisdom is appealing to me. And again, I chose him down to his height. I'm sorry to say so. This is my personal whatever. I can't marry a short man. That is it for me, oh, for me as a person. Now for you, marry a man that can command your respect as a lady. Still 12 years down the lane, I still find my husband fit to be my head, fit to be my crown. Don't marry someone you are not proud of. Everybody has spec. Some people like them petite. I have a friend, her husband is very short. She likes them petite. That is her spec. She said to me, oh, let me not corrupt singles. But she said to me, she would prefer a man that is malleable. You know what I mean?
We don't know.
We don't know what you mean.
Okay. Her spec is a man that is not very tall. Yeah. I may not go deep into her reason because here is singles. But what she was trying to say is that she would prefer such a height in her privacy.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
That's what you mean.
Oh, yes.
When they
and you need to see them, they are in love. Hey, their love is shaking her head. Another person may not be able to respect a man with that height.
Yeah.
Another person may not be proud to go to attend an event with that kind of man. So it boils down to what you can accept now and in future. Marry for where you are going. Don't marry for where you are now. Marry for where you are going. Let the person you are going for, not be someone that you will need to drag along. Let it be that this person has the same level of intellectual reasoning with you. Let it be that this person has the same level of vision with you, so that as time goes on, as you are evolving, they are also evolving. That brings me to something important. Courtship is not for touching. You see, once you start fondling your bodies and all of that, you are stirring up hormones. Those hormones will keep you dumb. You won't talk. Because the time you're supposed to talk and find out whether you people are intellectually compatible, you're using it to touch yourselves. And in marriage, you will touch and touch and touch and be tired of touching. So cool down now. Cool down now and get to, find out if that person is who you can respect.
Yeah,
amazing.
I think the issue around respect boils down to the women folk, and for the guys, what do we look out for? No, for the guys, you're looking at for someone who you can respect, and then someone who can respect you.
Yes.
But for the ladies,
they're looking for someone.
Who are they looking for?
Who can love, I think.
Okay, I will use the word. I can still call it respect. Yes. Because in marriage, besides submission that is for the lady, there is that makes a marriage to work is mutual respect. But let me use the word value.
Yep.
Value. You know why we have a lot of abuse in some marriages? It's because sometimes the man doesn't value the woman. As a woman, go for a man that values you. A man that knows your worth. That's why you see yesterday's class, we talked about you knowing your worth, knowing who you are. So right now, as a lady, be diligent. Be diligent to know that that man values you. One of the ways to know that a guy values you is, how does he take your opinion?
That's deep.
How does it, even if he doesn't want to accept what you said, does he reject what you said respectfully and pleasantly? Or does he just turn off what you said? When you discuss with him, does your opinion count? I've seen people that their wedding that should have been their best day.
I think we lost her now.
Is it from our end? Not sure.
Can you get...
Yes, I'm back now.
Okay. We lost you for about
a bit.
15 seconds.
When you said about the wedding day and then you froze there.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm trying to say that how you know that a guy values you is that, okay, you have to, for a lady, go for a guy that has value for you. Yeah. And one of the ways to know is that when you give your opinion, does it count? If it doesn't count in courtship, it will not count in marriage. If he feels you don't have anything upstairs, he will tell you in marriage, because marriage will show him as he is. And at that point, it becomes verbal abuse. So when he's around you, does he treat you like the queen you are? Because the way God made us, we came when everything was made. Though. I don't know about you, but this is how I'm marrying my husband. Hey, we are the royalty in the house. We are the queen. And you not see the way your body is as a woman. Handle with care. That's what God wrote on our bodies. Everywhere is soft. Everywhere is soft and smooth. So does the guy handle you with care? Or is he treating you like his fellow man? Does he respect you? He might not be able, in this part of the world, in Nigeria, a guy might not open the door of the car for you and all of that, because African men, they are yet to understand romance. But even if he's not doing all of that, does he treat you well? Everybody knows when they are treated well, even babies. Even babies know when they are treated well. So some ladies, see where they miss it. Hey, I'm believing he will change. I'm believing he will change. Let me give a scenario. Somebody wrote me on social media, I don't even know the person. And she said to me that, in fact, I brought out the question openly because I told her, I don't know you. I will sample this question for people to give their own opinions. And she agreed. So I will say it here. This guy lives, she's in Nigeria, and this guy lives abroad. Now, the guy was already talking marriage. Hey, but this guy, when he came back to Nigeria, they were in an event where people were all over, and the guy insulted her. Hey, embarrassed her, washed her down, walked out on her. She justified how. She said, okay, maybe this is just his mood today. Let me try again. The next time, in the presence of people, the guy warned her that if she provokes him again, that she will beat him up.
Wow.
And she tried the third time, and the guy insulted her. Now, how does the guy talk to you as a lady? Because you can't value me if you talk me down. You can't say you value me if you talk me down. How do you, even if you are provoked, how do you handle the anger in my presence and in the presence of people? So if you berate me and talk me down in public, it shows that you don't have value for me. So for a lady, go for a man that has value for you. The reason why many women are crying in marriage is because some of them married wealthy people, all of that, but the man has no value. Some men value their cars more than their wives. Some men value their staff more than their wives. So as a lady, make sure that guy values you.
Wow.
I've got a question.
Wait,
but
before
I ask my
yes,
carry on.
Yes. Before you ask your question, like this is, I mean, I don't know what to say, Dr. Ezinne. You are bringing this so passionately, and it's coming across really, really, really hard.
Yes.
And I just want to say something, because all that she has said right now falls on one thing, and that is the individual making the choice.
Yeah.
The person making the choice. Because
yeah.
If you show me your choice of a life partner, it reflects the value you have for yourself as a person.
Yeah, you need to have a good self-worth. You know who you are.
To
you
attract
know how much value on yourself. To know who is even placing value on you. It's like when someone wants to buy you a gift.
Yes.
And they know you wear designers. All the time they've seen you wear designers. If they place value on you, they will buy something close to what you wear as a way of showing
they value you.
Person,
yes.
I think if women will take this home, single ladies take this home, look for a man who values you.
Yeah.
And that brings me to my question. Some people can learn how to show value because it's an art.
Packaging.
They've learned it. They are so soft. Before marriage, they are so calm. They want you to have your way, whatever you want to do.
Fine.
I have a case like that where the man was so nice. The lady had a say. In fact, she said to me, he listens to me. In fact, sometimes he wants me to make the decisions and all that. Immediately they got married. Everything changed.
The table turned.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, how do you know someone who genuinely values you? For me, I think one of the things you need to talk about is if a man values you or if a woman values you. Now let me talk for the men.
Yes.
You can talk for the women.
That's fine.
Will you place emphasis on the physical side of the relationship you want to take from her before the wedding? For instance, a woman says, I don't want to go into sex before marriage. If I value you, will I want to force my way? So put it to scenario in context and share your views on that, please.
Okay, I want to get your question clearly.
Sorry, I said a lot and it could be confusing.
Okay, let me say this. The first part I got from what you said is some people have learned the art of treating a lady fine.
Yes.
And then you gave a scenario whereby the person married. Oh, my screen is hanging again. You gave a scenario whereby it's hanging over here.
Yes, we can.
So you gave a scenario whereby the person got married and then the person, the guy changed or started behaving differently.
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly.
So,
okay. Now, let me say this. A lot of people have fallen into the wrong hands because they felt the person changed after marriage. What you see in marriage is who they truly are. And how you know how they will treat you is how they are treating the people around them. Let me give a practical example. I know of someone that was in a relationship with a guy. This person is connected to me or was connected to me. And we kept seeing, because there are things about your partner you may not see. There are things about the person you're dating you may not see. But if you ask the people around you, and if they're sincere, they will tell you. So we were in the same car with this guy. This guy that was dating a lady I know. Thank God they never married. And here in Nigeria, the police stopped us. And immediately he started lying. He cooked up a lot of lies that appeared to be sweet, that appeared to be the truth. So I went back to this lady and I said that this guy can lie, yo. She said, no. He's a strong believer. That was in their first year of dating. I said, the way this guy blew lies, I don't think he's someone you can trust, though. She said, no, don't say that. Guess what? After 4 years of relationship, she found out that the only thing the guy didn't lie about was his surname.
Hey.
Everything that guy told her were all lies. She had emotional problem. She went into heavy depression. Let me even say this, which will bring me to an important point, because we address this womanizing. I remember she told me that many times that guy will get a message in his phone, and if she wants to pick the phone and give him, the guy will say, oh, sweetie, he will rush the phone. These were signs. She felt she was in love. The guy had a lot of women in his life, but she never had an idea that that guy was into women. So let me come back to the answer to this question. How you know who a man truly is how he treats the people around him. He might tell you, oh, baby, hop into the car. He will open the door of the car for you. And then someone gets him angry. And he will lash out on the person, fight the person, and you feel he will not fight you. He will fight you. It's a matter of time. Does he lie to other people? And he will tell you, oh, baby, sorry, I just had to say that. He's a liar. Just know that he's a liar. Does he betray other people? He will do businesses with people. He will owe them. He will not pay them. And he will tell you, oh, baby, don't worry. In marriage, I don't know about where you are watching from, but in marriage, they may take you to court. They may arrest you on his account. So you don't judge a man by what he's showing you. You need to observe the people around him. If you're a lady, how does he treat his sisters? If he abuses his sisters, he will abuse you. It's a matter of time. If he respects his sisters, he will respect you. One of the qualities I saw in my husband was courtesy. He talks to his sisters with respect. In fact, I was even the one that was saying, this is your house, you are too formal. Because honestly speaking, where I come from, we don't know our seniors. Thank God my siblings are not here. And it's a problem. I learned it from them. I learned it from them. They talked to one another with utmost respect. My husband talked, okay, even when I was dating my husband and there was an issue, another lady came into the scene claiming one thing or the other. I thought my husband would get angry and shout at the lady. He handled it amicably. How did your the person that wants to marry you, how did he treat his ex? The woman that was in his life before you came, how did it end? If he threatened his ex to the point of killing her because she left him, your threat is coming, but it's not your portion. Amen. So to just say it as it is, study that guy or that lady, the way they treat people around them.
Amazing.
That's amazing.
Is exactly the way they will treat you.
Yeah.
At the long run. No matter how they package, the real self will come out.
True, true. The leopard cannot change their skin. Absolutely.
Exactly.
Now we have a question on the chat, and I'm sure this person has been waiting for me to put up this question. She's asking, she says, please, do you think that a lady can respect, so in the issue of respect, do you think that a lady can respect someone she's older with about 6 to 7 years difference? So she's looking at the age gap. Do you think there would be respect? What's your take on that?
Okay, my take on this is, have you been respecting other people that are 7 years younger than you? Do you see those people 7 years younger than you as being in the same class? Because there's something about human beings, I don't know, but it's natural. We flow with people that are at the same, when I mean class, I don't mean social class. I mean, I don't know, when you're in a group, when you are where people are, somehow you will just find your mate, find your size. I don't know how it happens, but it's so natural. I think it has to do with law of attraction. You will end up, even it happens with children. When my children mix up with children from other places, you see my 5-year-old will find 5-year-old. My 7-year-old will find 7 or 8 or 9. I don't know, but nature made it that way. Now, my question is, forget about this guy in question. If you can respect other people that are younger than you with 7 years, you can listen to them, you can you can be friends with them. Let me even ask you, in your circle of friends, what's their age range? That's if your circle of friends are not 7 years younger, forget it.
Yeah.
Okay.
True.
That's brilliant. In fact, I'm picking
Very
that as a
point.
good way to assess one's ability to flow with or to get married to someone who is younger. I mean, a woman getting married to a man who is younger. Thank you so much for that practical answer you've provided there.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I also want to say to our listeners or our viewers, please, if you have any question, this is your chance to ask our guest here any question around relationship, choosing a life partner.
Yeah.
And now I when you are talking, a question popped up in my head. Someone who is married, maybe the person didn't know some of these things you've mentioned now, and the person has gotten married to a man or a woman he or she feels is not the right person. What advice will you give to such an individual?
Yep.
Okay, my advice for me, when it comes to marriage, it's you need the right mindset. Because I've actually seen a statistics. I really don't know how right it is, but I will quote it here, that your marriage is 70% dependent on what you do when you are married. Now, let me say this. No matter who you married, this is how I handle marriage cases. No matter who you marry, because you are in and you are in. And we that are Christians, we don't preach divorce. God hates it. But if you have to divorce, it's on your own account. So, but if you feel you are married to the wrong person, change that mentality. You know why? Because right now, you are one with that person. And there is something that is inbuilt in us as married people. God made marriage easy. God built marriage in such a way that if there is no marriage school, if there is no counselor, if there is no relationship builders forum, that marriages will still thrive. Is inbuilt in us. Don't you think that, okay, let me give an instance. When Eve disobeyed God, when I was reading that part of the Bible, I thought their marriage would have ended there. Because Eve committed a crime that affected the entire humanity. Hey! I thought they would have divorced. I thought they would have parted ways. I thought they would have failed. But you know what? There is a power of influence in marriage. No matter who you married, you can influence the person rightly. So if you are married and you're listening to me, you can influence your spouse rightly. But see why people get frustrated when they are with the wrong person. Because influence takes two major things. Influence takes you being the right person, and influence takes you being patient enough. Because in influence, there will be a rub-off. There will be a rub-off. Let me use myself as an example. There are things that I held on to tenaciously that right now, I can't believe that those things are no longer part of me. Let me use the one we know very well. It even caused a conflict between me and my husband. Our first night. All my life, I'm using this as an example for someone that feels you're married to the wrong guy. You can influence that guy or lady if you are consistently doing the right thing. All my life, I've never slept with light. I've never slept in darkness. Even as a single person, here in Nigeria, they will buy fuel and put on the generator for me to sleep with light. But guess what? When I married, my husband switched off the light. I said, is it what marriage is all about? Why switch off the light? And he said to me, let me open the bedroom door so that small rays of light will be coming. Face that direction so that you can see light, while I face the other direction that is dark. We did that and did that and did that, but guess what? I woke up one day and realized that I can't sleep with light anymore.
Wow.
So in marriage, conflict can arise, but every conflict must not end in quarrel. You can influence that person you think is the wrong person. First of all, change your mindset from the fact that, because if you think they are wrong, even when they do the right thing, you will interpret it wrongly. Tell yourself that as far as you have teamed up with this person, that you people will arrive safely. But we live in a time where people are in a hurry to quit. I've seen a marriage where the guy was a womanizer, he was a drunkard, and right now the guy is a pastor. It took a patient woman. Let me even tell you, in the real sense of it, marriage is work. Because even when you marry the right person, most times that right person can come in a raw state. You need to refine. That means you as a married person, you have to keep being the right person. Because choosing the right partner doesn't end when you have chosen. It continues. It continues. When you see couples that are happily married, like Mr. Gospel and Mrs. Brenda, they keep working on themselves. They keep improving themselves. They keep outdoing each other in the right things. So, but when people feel they married the wrong person, they start shouting, they start nagging, they start misbehaving. No, you can't get that person to be right with a wrong attitude. So influence is your best bet, and it works. It works. It works.
Absolutely. Wow,
Yeah.
it does work. Like, I cannot overemphasize how important for the single people watching us right now to understand that marriage is a journey. Marriage is a process. A lot of us prepare ourselves for the big day, the wedding day, but we don't really spend so much time thinking about the marriage itself. And you know what? As women, most times we tend to talk a lot, right? Like, as women, we tend to talk a lot. But you don't understand that sometimes silence can be so powerful, you know. And you know, you've really said it all in terms of influence. And it's very important for a woman to wield that, even in quietness, in silence.
Yeah, and for you to create that change in your marriage, first it starts with you.
With you.
You have to be patient and you have to influence. Your influence has to be from a positive standpoint.
Yep.
Because the way you see your spouse will also influence your attitude, your behavior towards your spouse.
Yeah. So, and I also think that this captures the whole flexibility, being flexible in relationship. So you don't go into a relationship. It's not a one-way street. It's not a one-way stop. So you go into your relationship with an open mindset. Look, I'm ready to learn. I'm ready to unlearn. I'm ready to relearn, because we are all work in progress. You know, that example you gave kind of captured it, because there are a lot of things we came into marriage with. A lot of mindset, a lot of things that we wanted to do. This is how I'm going to treat my husband, and all of those kind of things. But you get to the point where you let go. You know, you learn certain things. You're in marriage to be happy together. And sometimes some things are not worth it, to be honest. They are not worth it. And it's just
exactly.
We are just, you know, saying all of this because we want you to have that sort of flexible mindset when you go into marriage.
Yeah. I also want to say that sometimes unrealistic expectation could be a problem.
Exactly.
Some people are dreaming of different. I don't want to take us off course.
Yes.
Because you said first night, and I remembered our first night. Naturally, people expect that once you get married, that night,
oh my God,
you will tumble on your bed, roll, and do all the
somersaults,
all the sexual moves,
everything is gonna happen,
you know. And it took about a week before we had our breakthrough.
Yes.
But the point I'm saying is, if I had said, or we had felt in our head that this is, if it doesn't happen that first night, someone would die.
Yes.
Then that's the beginning of your problem.
That's true.
Now, I've got, before we wrap up, I think someone has asked a question, but let me ask this. I think it will resonate the mindset of a lot of singles.
Yes.
How do you know that this is love? What two people have is love, and not just feeling, not infatuation. How would they know that what they have is genuine love that is going to be more like commitment?
Commitment, yeah.
That will last a long time.
Okay, that's a good question. In fact, you can't mention love without mentioning commitment and without mentioning giving. You know how you know is true love and is not infatuation. Let me use the word, how you know is true love and is not scam, is that these people are ready to go all out for you. Wow, thank you. My husband just did something on the screen, and now I can see myself. What is why? Okay, thank you, sir. So these people can go all out for you. You are dating someone and you are in a tight corner and they are nowhere to be found. All they know is to be sending you texts how they love you. You need to make a decision. They will not pick that call. Because when we are talking of being there for you, remove your mind from money. Money is even the least thing you can give. Cash is free, is currency, it flows. You need them When you need them the most, do they show up? Are they absent in your critical moments? Can they sacrifice for you? Are they too busy for you? This is where I always catch ladies. You are dating a man and he claims to love you and he's too busy for you. Na lie. People always create time for what they love.
Spot on.
If he loves you or she loves you and they're too busy for you, forget it. They love you, you love them, they are not ready to give. They have not spent on you. I don't mean they should buy you a car, even if it's a book. Even if it's a book. Let me even say this. If you are dating someone and if you are dating someone as a lady, you are dating a guy and the guy has not bought you a book, think twice. The guy has not sent you a link where you can learn something like this link, think twice. The guy has not forwarded a message, audio, something that will develop you, think twice. You know why? When people, whatever people love, they invest in it. If the person has not made a tangible investment, remember, I'm not talking about money, a tangible investment in your life, think twice. Love is not when a guy is talking. Love is an action word. Love is not when a lady is talking. Love is an action word. Are they committed to you? I don't know, in my time, when I dated, if I call by 12 o'clock, he will pick the call.
Same here.
Okay. Because we were in school, he failed an exam. On my own, I went and collected all the past questions, printed it, compiled it, sent to him, stayed there for him to read it. That is love. Are they committed to you? If they are not committed to you, they won't learn it in marriage. So if I were you, you can even test them a bit. But remember, relationship is in stages. If you are trying to test a guy, not a guy that just met you, he will run away. But as the relationship progresses, you can just stir up something like to see what his reaction will be. There are cases he might not even have the finance, but he will give you ideas. Probably your mom is sick and the family is running helter-skelter and you are in love and you put a call across. Hey, my mom is sick right now. What do I do? I don't, not even what do I do? I'm so confused. Does that person go to the internet to search? Okay, look at the symptoms. See this, you can see this doctor. This. See what you can do. Or I will pray for you. Or see this scripture. And then, there are people, you are dating someone, you are sick, and the person is angry with you that you're not even calling them on phone. Because you might be dating someone that loves himself, not you. There are people that are so full of themselves that there is no space for another person. And the marriage is an issue. Because selfishness does not help any marriage. So there are people that all they care for is themselves. When you need them, they are not there. At that point, it's not true love. It doesn't matter what you're feeling. It is not true love. And I want to say this, lest I forget. In choosing a life partner, spiritual homogeneity is important. Is important. Someone I know, I don't know whether she's there. I sent her the link. She was crying that she was dating a Muslim and the Muslim guy left her. I said to her, congratulations. What? Oh, let me not say what I wanted to say. If you are a Muslim, marry a Muslim. If you're a Christian, marry a Christian. If you are born again, marry born again. Don't marry a Muslim and you want to convert him after. Are you the Holy Spirit? How? Where? So there should be spiritual homogeneity. Even if you're a Christian, you can see our hairs. Brenda's hair is fine, my hair is fine. There are Christians that you will not even see their hair. Hey, they are still going to the same heaven. Those Christians wrap their head. You cannot see a strand. So if you're a lady and you want to choose a man from that denomination, on your wedding day, better pack head wraps that will last you the entire marriage.
Wow.
Wow. Oh my God.
Because you need that understanding. You need to be at the same frequency. There are believers that don't believe in tithing, especially now that a lot has been said. Would you marry such? Discuss these things. Are you people spiritually compatible? There are believers that don't believe in Trinity. There are believers that don't believe in giving. They don't even believe you should give anything. They believe that when you want to give, you go and give beggars. That you don't need to give in church. Because if you are not compatible in this area, it will tell on the marriage. The marriage is going to have a problem. Let me give you a life scenario. This lady met this guy in church. The guy walked in from, do I call the name of the church? Okay, let me not call the name of the church. The guy walked in from one of these churches that don't wear jewelry and all of that, don't do hair, you know, this kind of hair. So they fell in love and everything. And the guy promised her he was going to change his church to her church. And he fulfilled his promise. Now, see what happened. After their wedding, I made the dress for the reception, for the Thanksgiving. Do you know what the guy said? The guy said that dress looks like a Satan's dress. That is too flashy, is too... So when she called me, I said, you must save your marriage, oh. This marriage must last. Don't wear that dress. And prepare to wear what he wants. Even though he changed church. Church has not changed him. He's still that old person that was in that former denomination. Because this is also something that can happen. Someone can change denomination, but the mindset has not changed. The belief system has not changed. So you need to find out whether they just moved their physical bodies to your own church. So be at the same level of frequency. If you're a new believer, you will do better with a new believer. If you are not believer, you are not yet born again, you will do better with an unbeliever. You will not have problem. You will not have any problem. If you're a believer, you will do better with a believer. If you're a strong believer, you will do better with a strong believer. If not, the strength of the other believer may be a thorn in your own flesh because you have not gotten to that level.
Wow, I think you said a lot, and
yeah,
I don't even know where to start to recap what I said.
Yeah, I think let's start from the final thing she said, because this is a potential point for conflict, forever conflict in the marriage.
Yeah, I think when you talk about compatibility in marriage,
yes.
I know someone who is also a relationship expert who does not believe in compatibility.
Yep.
He believes, see someone you want to marry, get married to the person. But I think spiritual compatibility is the most important element of compatibility.
Yeah.
Because you need to be sure that you guys share the same beliefs and values.
Yeah.
Because that will influence
your decisions,
even how you train your children.
Yes.
Yeah, it's very important. We can't re-emphasize that.
Yeah.
We've done justice to that.
Can I ask a question?
Okay, please.
Because someone has asked a
Go
question.
ahead.
And I think this is about, she's been waiting patiently. She said, as you rightly said, that a lady has to marry someone who finds her valuable. That's when you were talking about value and, you know, someone marries somebody who finds her valuable. The question here is, what are the things or qualities that would make a lady valuable in marriage?
Beautiful question. Nothing would test your character as a lady as much as marriage will do. Nothing will test your character as a man and show you as you truly are as much as marriage will do. So what makes you valuable? I want to answer this question for both male and female, because we live in a time where some men are speaking in tongues and are speaking themselves into confusion, carrying big Bibles. But when they open their mouth and talk, hey, they will send a woman to hell. So let me start from the ladies. What will make you valuable as a lady is your character. Character. And is important in choosing a life partner. Choose someone with good character. Hey. Choose someone with an impeccable character. Character is everything in marriage. As a woman, it makes you valuable. Remember, we said you can't give what you don't have. You can't give in marriage what you have not acquired as a single person. So working on your character is the most important thing. And how do you work on your character? Tell yourself the truth, who you are. And let people tell you who you are. Even Jesus asked his disciples, said, who do men say that I am? As a woman, who do men say that you are? I'm not talking about the guy, your security man, your boss, your male colleague, your choir member, your neighbors. Who do they say that you are? When your name is mentioned, what is the vocabulary that describes you? No. Let me not go too far. Your siblings, you know, your siblings, I don't know about you, but siblings always say it as it is. True. Your siblings, who do they say that you are? So that's where we start from. Once someone realizes that she needs to add more value, she will focus on her character and build her character. When we talk of character, integrity, there are people that lie. Hey, there are people that lie. So they need to work on that. Integrity, respect, and many others. If you believe in God, I want you to visit the scriptures. Your value again as a woman has to do with how resourceful are you. There are married women that always say that their husbands don't value them. Sometimes they are the reason they are not valued. There are people that are lazy. Nothing. They are always waiting for somebody to do something for them. They don't think out anything. They don't carry out anything. So for you to be valuable, apart from character, you have to be resourceful. The Proverbs 31 woman bought land. There's nothing wrong in a woman buying land. There's nothing wrong in a woman building a house. There's nothing wrong in a woman acquiring property. Nothing is wrong with it. So in value, you must be resourceful. You must be bringing something to the table. See, as a woman, marry in such a way that even if the man wants to drive you, when he thinks of separating what you have brought into the marriage, he will change his mind. There are women you can't just drive away like that now. There are women you can't drive away like that. Yeah. Because what they're bringing to the table is much value.
That's true.
But there are women that when you want to drive them away from marriage, all they have is Ghana must go bag. That big sack bag is all they have. So as a woman, to increase your value, you have to work on your character. You have to be resourceful. You have to get something doing. No man wants a liability. And again, you have to know God for yourself, not just going to church. Men respect women that have a solid relationship with God. You know what it means when you're telling a man, God told me, hey, Makatorabash, God told me. Because every man will come to a junction where they need divine direction. You are not putting it to the man, but you're saying, honey, God gave me a word for you. Hey, that man will die for you. Do you know what it means? It means that your ear is connected to the highest authority in the universe. You are not an ordinary woman. There are men that can never take decisions without their wives. Why? Because the woman has intellectual capacity. So read. Be a reader. My handbag. Oh, my daughter took it out. There is never a time you will see my handbag without books. And for Mrs. Brenda too, I am sure. Because if you are a reader, you are on another frequency. When it's time to talk, you are not discussing people. Because men are not the way women are. They are logical. So if you want to add value to yourself, read. Have something here. So that when you talk, he will listen.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
I think we can go on and on and on and on.
Wow.
But we just have to
pull the curtain to a close. Yeah. I mean, it's been an awesome time. One of the things I do appreciate about your sharing today's, in today's conversation is how practical you have been, bringing it down to earth. And I think that you've simplified it, that if anyone says they don't really get this, then I don't know what else we can do to help. I want to say thank you. Thank you so much for, chiming into this conversation. Thank you so much for, all of the exposition that you have actually put across. And
then I also want to thank the husband
for
allowing her to do this.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Ezinne Kazi.
Yes, for allowing
honey. I wanted to pass the message to him, but he will hear. It's a pleasure. I count it as a privilege to be here. Thank you for the opportunity. I am grateful and I don't take it for granted. In fact, it's an honor.
Yes.
Before you leave, I would want those watching wherever you're watching, please, can we give her a virtual applause, whatever you can.
Thank her, whatever you can do, just to appreciate her. Show her some love, please. Just show her some love, please.
Thank you so much.
For all our viewers, and I'm sure that everyone must have found a lot of value with what you've shared. Now, I want to ask you, do you have any final words just before, I tell our viewers about our events coming up? Do you have any final words for the house, please?
Okay, the final word I have is that marriage, choosing a life partner, is something you have to do deliberately, because other decisions in your life can be easily reversed. Choice of school to attend, you can easily change that school. Choice of a business, you can easily switch to another one. Choice of job, you can easily swerve. But choice of a life partner is not easily reversed when you do it wrongly. So I want to encourage you, don't be in a hurry. Take your time, apply the principles you have learned today, and I bet you will have a wonderful marital relationship.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow, amazing. Please just hang on, our guests. Please don't leave, don't log out yet. I want to, just thank all of our viewers, people who actually made that time to come in today. And I just want to tell you, she did the first session with us, and it was a session where we talked about before you do. So please, you can still go back on our YouTube channel. It's right there. You can catch up with it. And this morning, actually, we did another event on sexual expectation in marriage. So if you missed that, that was at 12 in the morning or in the afternoon. Please, you can still go back and catch up on that one. Now we have 2 more events. I said to you that this month is our anniversary month. So we have a lot of events all lined up for every single week. So next week, we are bringing Dr. Ezinne Kazi, and she's going to be talking to us on barriers to a blissful sex life. She's she's someone who is very practical. She's very real. So I'm so looking forward to this conversation. So she'll be joining us on the 21st of August at 12 at 12 noon. Okay. And then a day to our anniversary, we've got a clinical sexologist who will be joining us, Mrs. Cecilia Agu, and she will be talking to us about how to satisfy him or her. Now, I want to say, this particular event is exclusive. Now, it's not gonna be live public. So, and that the reason why we're doing this is because she's gonna be very, very real, very, very practical, and we kind of
very graphic
as well. Yes,
bringing some
props
models
and some models. Yeah, so she's going to be showing us quite a lot. So I wouldn't want to open it up to the public. So if you really want to attend this event, our email is right there on the description for this video. Please do email us and we will send you the link specially, okay, so you can attend. So I want to say thank you to everyone who attended today's event. It is great, fantastic. We enjoyed our time here with you all. So thank you so very much. And we hope to see you at some point in the future. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Bye. Mwah.